Because again, to lose 20 pounds by January, it means you have to commit 2 weeks in September, 4 weeks in October, 4 weeks in November, 4 weeks in December. What's that? Yeah, 16 weeks. So you could be about 16 to 20 pounds gone. But that also means that, like, you kind of have to manage Halloween, you have to manage Thanksgiving, and you have to manage the holidays. And the problem is they've actually done studies. And the most famous one is the Stanford marshmallow test. It shows that cultures and individuals who delay the gratification succeed long term, but they don't necessarily do that in all the time. What they found is that most children, if you put a marshmallow in front of a child and you tell them, look, if you don't eat this marshmallow, I will give you 2 more marshmallows in 10 minutes. Most kids eat the marshmallow because they can't even comprehend that there is a greater reward by just waiting that 10-minute mark. And fat loss really is the adult marshmallow test. So every weekend is kind of like putting a marshmallow in front of you. And you have to tell yourself, like, look, you might have lost like 1 pound to 2 pounds from Sunday to Thursday, and you're doing well. Even at this recording, last week's weigh-in, I weighed 227, and this week's weigh-in, I weighed 225. So I've lost 2 pounds. And then the Eagles played Thursday night, and there was a part of me that's like, I'm going to eat all the foods, drink all the drinks, and have all the fun. And then a part of me is like, well, then that's really me showing how I struggle with the Stanford marshmallow test. So a simple thing of tracking in advance, having a salad. Did I have a couple adult beverages during the game? You better believe it. But I tracked it in advance and I incorporated that throughout the plan. So the better you get at like just putting these systems in place, it allows you to delay that marshmallow initially so that you can come in Monday feeling stronger, but still working it in. Even when we look at like Halloween, like one of the best ways to really manage Halloween is to have like a Reese cup every single night. Like instead of the emotional support Uncrustable every night, what I'll do is I will map out like 3 Reese cups, and that's about 350 calories. If they're the individuals, if I get like the 2-pack ones, then it becomes 2, because if I open that second pack, I'm not going to pass the marshmallow test. But I'll have like 2 Reese cups a night, every night, as long as there's Halloween candy. And I track it in advance. I take a look at it. And that allows me to say, like, when there's candy in the break rooms, like, look, you have Reese cups at home, you're going to have them at home. It allows me to kind of work it in. So when I tell you that losing 20 pounds by January is possible, it's not just me like trying to coach hype you up with everything. There's actually some really solid science, psychology, and anthropology as to how to get this result. And this is what we coach in Busy Bariatrics all the time. Myself, Lisa, and Kylie, we work on building this. We give you Hive lessons that work on it. And we also just check in on you every week. When we're going through our trackers, if we notice that there's like weekend derails, it's okay, let's take some time next Wednesday. And that's going to be the main thing you focus on, is tracking your weekend in advance. And then if we get that down, the next part is like, okay, if you're really struggling with white knuckling, having like 2 Reese cups a day might be the answer that works. So even though that the wiring is ancient, the real question is whether you'll build the habits, patterns, behaviors to overcome them. And that's going to be like a big part of what we do.